What's up? What's up?
What's up, YouTube family?
All right, YouTube. So, well, it says LOL. All right. It's another Candace Owens.
Yes.
She gonna react to some insane woke TikToks.
TikToks. Okay.
Now, TikTok started doing its thing around when we found out about TikTok.
Yeah.
When the pandemic and everybody was locked down in their house and everything, and everybody became TikTok famous. We didn't do any TikToks. We just kind of watched them and, laughed at what was funny, scrolled through what looked stupid.
We didn't know they was getting paid for it.
We didn't know they was getting paid for it.
So.
But I guess depending on how many subscribers, some people just got paid for it. So some people, of course, were doing any and everything just to get a like, follow, or subscriber. They were just doing everything. So
eat dog food.
Anything, like I said.
One lady, she licked the toilet, right?
Yeah, we licked the toilet. They had all those challenges. It was just insane.
Crazy.
But now we have woke TikToks.
Woke TikTok.
Yes. So it's just more of the liberals just basically trying to push that agenda and all the things that really like make you say, huh?
Or why?
Or why? Yeah, or why? Oh, wait, am I the only sane person in the room that saw that and does not think that's okay? So, those are some of the TikToks that Candace is going to...
I haven't seen this yet.
So we haven't saw this one yet either.
Excited to see what's going to happen.
I can't wait to see which TikTok she's chosen. Because some of them, of course, I just scroll past because I'm like, what the heck? Like, why is this? No, negative. That's disgusting. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not even sure why they would want to get so many. Who would want to follow somebody that does that? Or
man, you'd be amazed.
But hey, people do that.
Man. You'd be amazed.
So
man, I seen a day. Today I seen a dude. I ain't gonna say what company we was at. But came in the bathroom, used the bathroom, and walked out. I was like, man, I'll never shake your hand again. You have lost the shaking hand privilege. You make it a shoulder.
A shoulder bump.
He probably like elbow bump. Yeah, he be like, man, it's the COVID over. Nah, you gonna get it. You get his elbow.
But again, it's like these. I don't know. Everybody just kind of just switched up for a like or something. I don't know. But with all these things going on, with people saying. They means one person.
Well, one lady put Gorilla Glue on her head. I remember that, man. I was like,
yeah, that was crazy. But going back to the they means one person. When I was in elementary school and we were learning how to write, we were told that them and they meant a group of people. I mean, it still means a group of people, or a group of more than one. So let's just get into it.
Let's do it.
I am not on TikTok. I have a very strict TikTok policy. I have decided that if I'm ever going to join TikTok, I'm going to wear a blue wig and I'm going to be the opposite of Candace Owens.
Tell me what you think.
And I'm just going to be super woke and talk trash about conservatives all the time. So it's going to be my alter ego.
You're privileged.
And I don't know what her name's going to be, but she's going to really hate Candace Owens.
Many people ask me, how do you use they, them pronouns for a singular person? Well, it's really easy. All you have to do is use it the same way that you would talk about a group of people. So, for example, I, Addison, use they, them pronouns. In that case, you talk about me like this. I know Addison. They are amazing. Their dress and their hair are amazing. And I'm so proud to know them. Now, a fun fact about they, them pronouns is that they've been used in a singular context for centuries. Even going back to Shakespearean times, there's actual documentation and literature using they and them in singular contexts. But if that still doesn't convince you to use they, them pronoun, I'll leave you with this piece of information. Our language is constantly changing and adapting. We're evolving to find new terms and language to self-identify. So get with the times. Don't be an asshole.
Okay.
It's like when people find new stars and planets.
Now when he was saying they and he said something about it went back in it was said back in centuries. And I thought about Iron Man when Thor came. He said, "Thus thy mother know thy have on thy dress."
Does mother know
Yeah.
now wears her dress?
That was so funny to me, man. Say it again.
Does mother know that thou wear her dress? They didn't use them and they. He did not use them and they.
But that's what I was thinking about the whole time when old boy was talking, man.
God.
And he said they, and I'm like, hey, man, I think I knew somebody in my class whose name was Day. So
Dave? No,
Day.
Oh God.
His name was Day, and he had somebody named them.
Somebody had a lisp, or they couldn't pronounce. They couldn't enunciate.
That's probably what it
and
was.
that's what it was.
He said Day. I said,
okay.
Day who? He said, my name Day. I said, Day? I said, your name Day? He said, Day. I said, so who's them? He said, them over there. I said, so his name's them.
Talking about the group of people.
His name, no, their name was them.
Oh my God. But that was a name. These talking about okay. If you in college, my professor, I was in my master's degree class, and coming from a bachelor's degree program, the requirements were a lot different. So the professor, on one of my papers, I got a C. Mm-hmm. And the reason I got a C is because he said that I should have put more personal pronouns in my paper instead of basically writing it, saying I. Something like, I don't know. I forgot how I was writing the paper. Yeah, no personal pronouns, my bad. No personal pronouns. So I'm like, okay, so you can't put I or whatever in there. So I had to write a paper to, like, everyone, them, or they, using them and they in the paper, just so that I wasn't including myself or something like that. So when people who are in college now write papers, does them and they gonna mean one person? Is that gonna be considered a personal pronoun now?
You gotta get it, man. You gotta make it.
Man, please. Everybody gonna fail. Everybody's just gonna fail. I mean, that don't make any sense, because you teach kids nowadays in school, them and they is more than one person, a group of people. But now they're gonna look at you crazy when you be like, Mama, them can be one person. No, it can't. No, it can't. That's called schizophrenic, when you have more than one person's voice inside of your head or whatever.
Oh, man. That's funny, man. I was thinking about Rush Hour.
Lord.
As well. And I thought about, it was the scene where Chris Tucker he stepped into the karate class. And the man said, I'm C. He said, me? Who me? You C? I'm C.
Who's me? I'm you.
I'm you.
You. You or you. I'm me.
That thing was so funny, man. And that's what I think about the nouns, man. I'm like, man,
I'm me.
What the world, man?
You're me.
See, me? Who?
You.
I'm you.
I'm me.
I'm you, me.
No, you're you. I'm me.
You. I'm me.
You're you. I'm me.
See, that's how messed up it's gonna be, man.
Are you me and I'm you?
I'm them.
You can never be them unless you got a lot of people in your head or something.
Let's get back to Candace.
All right, let's go.
Okay, they, them, Addison, Rose. I mean, I don't really want to say that. I just sometimes think that we have to hit the reset button on humanity and start over. I also have this strange urge to meet everyone's parents. Like, I just want to know who raised him. Are they? Who raised them?
You said it right the first time, girl.
That's what I want to know. Like, how did we get here? Like, somebody's parents did not do a good enough job if this is what your child is committed to on the internet. It's just, who raised them? They.
I took my trans daughter to see her pediatrician for the first time since she has come out as trans. I called ahead to give them a heads up, and they assured me everything would be okay. When I got there, it was not okay. When we brought up the subject of puberty blockers, which we were just asking for information at this point, the doctor said, "Oh, I do not have any trans patients, and I don't know anything about that." But then proceeded to ask questions such as, have you researched people who regret transitioning? No, I haven't. Because that's not really my concern right now. My concern is to make sure my child doesn't turn into a statistic and unalive herself because she's not being loved and validated. So we're finding a new doctor.
Honestly, this one makes me super upset because in this scenario, the doctor should have probably called Child Protective Services. A child, like saying that there's a child who...
We begin today with a rather shocking event that took place.
The doctor probably did call Child Services and didn't tell her.
Where what is a woman? And it was the most successful.
Thinks it's trans. It's like saying there's a dog that thinks it's vegan. You know who's making the decision. Children don't think like this. So there's an unstable parent who is forcing upon their child, maybe because they think it shows that they're virtuous. Like, look, I'm accepting and I'm a great parent because my child wants puberty blockers. But in reality, that's what the parent wants. So good on the doctor for making, you know, I guess, kind of edging them in the right direction by saying, have you heard of trans regret? But the fact that this is a child, when I was growing up, no child knew what trans was. Nobody thought about that. Like, so the fact that this child is young enough that they're at a pediatrician talking about puberty blockers means that there is a mother that needs to be removed from the care of that child. Before we continue, let's talk about protecting your retirement. Inflation is already running hot, and now the Dems are raising the debt ceiling. So here's the deal. If you think money grows on trees like our government does, then just keep living in ignorance. But if you're freaked out about the impact this additional spending is going to have on an already high inflation, then protect your savings now. Diversify a portion of your savings into gold and silver with Birch Gold Group. If you haven't reached out to Birch Gold to diversify your IRA or 401k into a precious metals IRA, you should do it today. Text Candace to 484848 and get a free info kit on protecting your savings with gold. Birch Gold has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews, and thousands of happy customers. Let them help you safeguard your investments. Text Candace to 484848 to claim your free, no-obligation info kit on holding gold and silver in a tax-sheltered account. Again, text Candace to 484848 to take the first step in protecting your savings today. I've spoken to people that do have trans regret, particularly Walt Heyer came on my show. I've had him multiple times on various shows, and the statistics that she probably needs to be paying most attention to are the ones about trans regret, and it is usually because, as Walt Heyer told me, because they're forced into making a decision because you have an entire ecosystem of people, the parents, the doctors, that are complicit and making them make a radical decision that in the end will ruin their lives. You know, your child will not be able to procreate. I can't even imagine putting a small child on puberty blockers. That means that the age of this child she's talking about, this child has not even gone through puberty yet. And they're trying to talk, you know, they're trying to discuss blocking that puberty from taking place. I mean, this, what you're looking at is worse than a radical. You can be a radical unto thyself. This woman is harming a child. And this TikTok account should be removed. This woman should be investigated, but that would all be happening in a sane world.
I wear a mask to school. I wear a mask to school. Hi ho the Dario. I wear a mask to school. It helps to keep me safe. It helps to keep me safe. Hi ho the Dario. It helps to keep me safe. It keeps my friends safe. It keeps my friends safe. Hi ho the Dario. It keeps my friends safe. And let me see a hooray! Put your hands up in the air!
Like the kids are not singing along because they're not enjoying the song and they're not enjoying wearing a mask, and you're creepy for.
I'm not even singing along. I'm like, what the heck? I'm a teacher. I would never sing. No. Ugh.
Trying to make this into a fun song. I mean, it hurts my heart to see children being abused. As funny as you want to find this like insane teacher, like we are now suddenly in an era in society where we're just watching child abuse take place, and whether it's because it's always under the guise of health, like trans children, it's health, it's all about their health. No, it's not. It's about unstable adults that are forcing children, perfectly great children, to make decisions about their lives. Masking children, it's about health. No, it's obviously not about health, since we know that less than 500 children have died from COVID, and those 500 children, by the way, had comorbidities like terminal cancer, right? And they're counting them as COVID deaths. So this is just what happens when society, to me, is just on the wrong trajectory. And I mean, I hope eventually those babies are freed. I hate seeing stuff like this. It hurts my heart.
Why does it matter?
Oh, it doesn't matter to you. But to me, I'm a male. Okay?
Okay.
So, what are you? So I can call you sir or ma'am. What are you?
What would you assume looking at me?
What are you?
What would you assume looking at me?
I assume that you're a man. Okay? Okay?
Thank you. Whatever.
There's nothing I can say about that that's not going to get me in trouble on YouTube, so I'm just going to have a nice laugh and move on.
I'm going to say this because I don't think enough people are. If the vaccine was dangerous, they would have rolled it out in black and brown poor communities first. Not the billionaires, not every single living U.S. president, not every single U.S. governor, every single one. It would have been the poor people first.
Can I rewind it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I rewind it? I'm just like, what?
She made me sit up on my seat.
What? Hold on, I gotta rewind. I'm sorry. Okay.
Nice laugh and move on.
I'm going to say this because I don't think enough people are. If the vaccine was dangerous, they would have rolled it out in black and brown poor communities first. Not the billionaires, not every single living U.S. president, not every single U.S. governor, every single one. It would have been the poor people first. So
I don't know what she's talking about. It literally was the poor people first. I remember all of the initiatives. They were like, we should let black and brown people get the shot first, especially I think it was in Maine or Vermont where they were actually trying to put in place policies to encourage black people to get it first. Mm-hmm. It's just that black people were a bit wiser to the corruption of the FDA and the CDC, given the history.
Yeah. I know where I got mine from. When I got mine, it was over spring break, almost 2 years ago. And it was at a shopping plaza where it was more in a black neighborhood. They had little tents set up. My grandfather was even hesitant on getting it, but we eventually went. I think it had been open. They had made it where they basically were encouraging more black people to come. So they said if an elderly person brought a person with them, the elderly person and the other person can get the COVID shot at that time. By me being a teacher, they let teachers get it as well over spring break. Man, so my grandfather,
you got a headache and everything.
I had the worst headache of my life.
Johnson & Johnson.
Man, I got the Johnson. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I was just like, oh my God, I was in so much pain. That right there was the worst headache. I couldn't talk, light, everything hurt. But my grandfather took my mother, and she was able to get hers because of him, and I got mine because I was a teacher. So I saw that in just a black community. They put them in a lot of black areas here. So, I don't know what she was talking about.
Of the Tuskegee experiments and things of that nature that have taken place where, the government has said they've tried to help black and brown people first, and it hasn't turned out so well for black and brown people. So she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just talking about all the people that got the shot on camera, and I don't even know how real or authentic any of that stuff was. So, they tried. They just failed.
Yes, chairs. Let's talk about chairs. Full pun intended, chairs are the biggest issue in the fat community. The amount of public spaces like doctors' offices, malls, what the ever, places that have seating, restaurants, etc., never ever have accessible seating. Some places just have stools, or some places just have armed, small, dinky looking chairs. As a fat person, if you have never ever done the following things: if you have never looked at a picture of a restaurant on Google Maps to try and figure out if the seating would be accessible to your size, if you've never broken a chair in a public space especially, if you've never had to second guess whether or not it was okay to sit down in the chairs provided to you, if you've never had a panic attack at school because you couldn't fit into the goddamn chair desk situation, then you don't deal with fat phobia at the same level that the rest of us do. And this is just one example. There are a plethora of other examples I could give you. But this one is really, really important.
Oh, the oppression of chairs, man. See, TikTok Candace would totally agree with him and be like, yes, we have to stop having chairs. I'm sure a guy like him would really want to stand the whole time and not be able to sit at all. This is just more of the crazy. The fat acceptance movement has no limits. It really does have no limits. Like, at no point has it ever occurred to him that he could lose weight and maybe be able to fit into one of those chairs a little bit better. Instead, we have to get rid of chairs, which is going to be really unfortunate for the people that need them, like him.
Man, if I've been standing up all day, I'm gonna sit in me a chair now. I ain't, no.
You stand up in restaurants and
no.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Wow,
that
was interesting. Some were just like, of course, all of them were just.
They said if the vaccine was bad, they would make sure it be in the black and brown community first, you know. Get rid of the black folks, man. Take them out of here, man. Let's just take them on out of here.
I'm like, I went to the little mall thing here in the black area of town. Like, yeah, I think I went to, yeah. Wow. Okay,
oh, man, that was so funny.
But Candace held her tongue on that one, though. I mean, I was scared to say something myself. After that one, I'm like, I'm gonna do what she did because you get blocked around here.
Oh man, I was trying to figure out where you work out at, man. I said, hey, you got some big old muscles, man.
Well, not muscles.
He was like, real. Do I look like
it was just how he was holding the phone.
Do I look like a man? Dude said, is this a trick question? Oh man!
So like
man,
trick
that's
question.
funny, man.
No, it's not a trick question.
Man was confused. His camera was confused.
Oh God, man, you can't make this stuff up, man. It's out there in social media land right now, where you like the unbelievable things that you will see. It's just crazy. I mean, you either laugh about it, but I mean, of course, don't get sucked into it because a lot of that stuff just is just not okay. All right, guys, don't forget to like it.
This man was talking about chairs, man.
Chairs, like they don't come in what my sister's like what 500 pounds, 400 pounds, or whatever.
She in a booth or something, man.
I never saw her break a chair.
He ain't look that heavy, man.
No.
You was sitting in a car chair at that. Why you complaining about the car chair? He didn't say nothing about that car.
He said nothing about that car. They're gonna pick and choose. They're gonna be victims. Gonna be a victim for something.
Man.
But yeah, that mother was just insane. Like, you get mad with the doctor. That was one sane doctor.
The camera went off.